Hi folks, in the last video I discussed creative destruction and how how growth differs from development. That development is a process of creating new combinations that destroy old combinations, and that this form of innovation, of creative destruction, is the province of entrepreneurs. In this short video, I just want to point out some thoughts about entrepreneurs' motives that may help us think about entrepreneurial cities, or may lead us to question the motives of entrepreneurial cities. And this is because we usually think about entrepreneurs as being motivated by money and profit and what have you. And that this is the thing that really makes people want to be entrepreneurs. And this is sort of our common and popular notion of entrepreneurs' motives. But Schumpeter argues that it's a very different, there are a different set of possible motives for entrepreneurs. It's not, they're not doing it for rational purposes, i.e. profit necessarily. There's no logic behind it, right? There's something deeper about entrepreneurs that lead them to engage in these activities of new combinations, introducing new combinations, because these are risky, right? These are risky things. He also argues that it's not simply hedonism, right? It's not the seeking the satisfaction of wants and desires, which are which would be restricted to economic consumption of goods and services, right? It's not that they want to make a lot of money so that they can live the lush life, right? I mean, that might be part of it, but that's not the thing that really drives real entrepreneurs. Because after a while, and evidence of this is that after a while, right, we have this notion of diminishing utility. That the more you get, the less valuable each additional unit is, right? So, the basic idea being, if you give, a poor child living in the slums of Port-au-Prince in Haiti, $1, they're going to be pretty excited about that $1, right? That's going to do a lot for them. But if you give Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos $1, it probably cost you more to hand them the $1 than it is worth to them, right? For them, another $1 means nothing, right? So if entrepreneurs were only interested in pursuing money and these sort of hedonistic goals, at some point there would be no point in pursuing any more money. How much more money does Mark Zuckerberg need to live to satisfy his sort of consumption desires, his economic consumption desires, right? None more. He could quit right now and do it. But instead, entrepreneurs, according to Schumpeter, have these three other sets of motives. First, there's a sort of dream and a will to found a private kingdom or dynasty, right? Mark Zuckerberg wants to create Facebook that's going to dominate social communication around the world and is going to be the network that forms the base of our social lives, and he will be the king. So there's that possibility. There is also just the will to conquer, to beat other people, to outwit other people, to win, right? Maybe this is a kind of Trumpian thing, I don't know. But certainly many entrepreneurs, do it just to compete with each other, to see who wins, right? There's pleasure in victory. And then finally, hopefully the more positive approach here to entrepreneurialism is simply the joy of creating new things, of getting things done, sort of accomplishing something, or exercising one's energy and ingenuity. I don't know if this is the case, but one might argue that Elon Musk these days is really just, he gets off on just being clever and getting new things done and introducing new things, right? He claims that his goal is to move us toward a more energy sustainable future through Tesla and battery packs and solar works. And I hope that is his real motivation there. But certainly as an individual, it's being able to do that, to achieve that, which is providing his motivation for doing so, right? And so for some people, it simply is that pleasure of creation, of getting things done. And I think that's, that's a pretty admirable characteristic to have, and I hope all of you do have that as students at the elite universities that you're at. You probably do have that, find some joy in getting things done. If you don't, you should try to get different things done. But I hope that you do. So with that, again, I'm going to sort of conclude this little piece. I just wanted to point out that entrepreneurs, these people who creatively destroy the world as it is, are driven not so much by finance, but by deeper sort of personal, non-rational motives, rather than any sort of rational pursuit of profit. Period. So in the next video, we'll finally get to talking about entrepreneurial cities, and I will see you in a few moments, I guess.